world, and especially our Idaho, is a brighter place because of the existence of the Idaho Youth Ranch. This organization opened its doors in Rupert, Idaho over 70 years ago, and since then, they have grown to meet the needs of our Idaho youth in many different ways, from work experience, family therapy, housing for the homeless kids through the Hayes House, adoption services, and now long-term psychiatric care for Idaho's most vulnerable young people. This organization survives because it adapts to the ever-changing needs of our youth and community. One of the newest examples is the new Residential Center for Healing and Resilience campus. This campus just opened their doors in August of 2024 and serves the youth ages 11 to 17 in an environment carefully designed for a therapeutic experience. It is the first and only accredited long-term psychiatric residential facility for youth in Idaho. These kids are often dealing with trauma, adversity, loss, or mental illness. And while at the residential center, these kids continue with schooling, they receive individualized therapy, they have the support to lean on and learn to deal with their past to help change their future. Ron Ashley was one of the first youth in attendance at the Idaho Youth Ranch in the 1950s and was the first graduate. We had the opportunity to be with Ron when he saw for the first time this new facility in Canyon County. Watching Ron as he walked this new campus and how emotional he got as he remembered the life-changing impact that the Idaho Youth Ranch made in his life was truly unforgettable.
We unite for Idaho's youth by providing accessible programs and services that nurture hope, healing, and resilience. This program is to meet the needs of some of Idaho's youth and families who are struggling the most, many of whom were sent out of state for years to receive the services they need. So we're keeping those youth and families here in Idaho to receive the services they need for their behavioral health issues. At Idaho Youth Ranch, we try to serve a whole gamut of needs that youth are presenting in our state. The original ranch in Rupert, Idaho, which was founded in the 50s, served youth and families of Idaho for over 60 years. And one of the things we wanted to do when we initiated this program was to honor that vision. How do we provide a space and staff that wrap their arms around youth and families in ways that help them heal and move forward in life, and really modernizing what was an incredible vision 70 years ago to meet the needs of today's kids. The ranch itself in Rupert was our cornerstone, right? It's where we were founded, and it returns residential care at that level to Idaho Youth Ranch's portfolio of services. It's our most intensive program where youth come to live with us. Their families come every week to participate in the program so that they can really discover their resilience, right, and find the healing that they need to function well.
A little different when I walked in.
A little different, yeah.
The first time I came to the youth ranch.
Ron Ashley is such a gift to the youth ranch. He has really 70 years of experience almost with the youth ranch, from being one of the first youth that lived at the ranch with Reverend Crow and Ruby Carey Crow, to being involved in our board of directors, being a great role model. I mean, Ron became a part of the community, started a business, helped build a raceway in Meridian. So Ron's just been a wonderfully involved person in our communities. He's been a part of the youth ranch since the beginning, initially being one of the first youth at the ranch in Rupert.
I was 14 years old. They come and got me and stuck me in jail for running away. I was running home, not away, but that's where I sat for the next 7 days. Guy walked in and said, "I'm J.R. Crow. I'm at the youth ranch, and your grandmother called me and told me what he was trying to do here, and I'd be willing to go do that." And I went, "Well, yeah, it sounded like a pretty good deal. I didn't want to go to school anyway." He said, "Well, get your stuff and let's go." And I didn't, all I had was what was on my back. He said, "You got a gun?" I said, "Well, yeah, but the cops took it." Said I shot the neighbor's chickens, which I didn't do. A kid named Walter Hedge did that. He's dead now. The cop said, "No, we've confiscated his gun. I ain't gonna let him have it." He said, J.R. Crow said that you think this would go away after this long? And Crow tells him, "I think you understand, I'm in charge of this kid now. I want the gun." And I was totally shocked because I'd never had anybody ever stand up for me like that. So cop finally went and got the gun, and we got in the car and we drove to Rupert that night. And, well, we went out there the next morning, and there was the two barracks buildings sitting there, and I don't know how close they were together, 20, 30 feet. So they had a D2 Caterpillar there. So they fired that up and we pushed the two buildings together. That took us about a month to get that put together and plumbed to where we could stay the night. So we only stayed about a month in Rupert, and we moved out there. We had to feed cows every morning, every night, and then as soon as summer got there, then we had to start cutting hay. That's all we did. Doing that work all summer long, and May and September come, I basically couldn't get to school fast enough. I mean, I was tired of hauling hay for 6 days a week. I never had trouble with school after that. We went to school then. And I hated hay so bad. Time I got the boy saying, "What did I marry a woman?" Folks had a hay farm. I bucked hay for another 20 years after I got married. So, hauled a lot of hay in my life. I think they'd really be impressed. It's come so far. His legacy, his legend, developed from nothing into something like this. It's absolutely just amazing. I think it just blows socks off. I really do. If I had to think about it. And the kitchen, of course, Ruby Carey'd go nuts over that. That's pretty cool. She didn't have a kitchen like that to cook in when we were there. Yeah, that's pretty impressive because that's good you kept her name like that because, like I said, I don't know how she kept up feeding us all because there was probably 6 of us time I left. I don't know how she kept up with it. On the first night, we got to town when JR picked me up from jail. And we got to town, and Ruby Carey was fixing dinner at the house. So they had a glass of milk, and he asked me if I wanted another glass of milk. I didn't know you could have 2 glasses of milk. You think this would go away? Doesn't go away. So I just remember that no, you can have any glass you want. I had no idea. He'd have one glass of milk a day. So never been around family like that. And then, of course, the deal with the police, the rifle. I mean, he was my hero the day I met him. He thought you could do anything. Well, you take the tractor and you go out here and you plow that field over there. Well, whether you knew how to plow or not, he just sent you out there. He just made you do things that you didn't think you could do. He was always ahead of you like that. I don't know what had happened to him if I hadn't went to youth ranch. Don't know what happened. He basically saved my life because I was headed down the wrong street. Support the Idaho Youth Ranch because there's just hardly anybody doing this kind of work out there. So they need all the support they can get. And Youth Ranch has been established for 70 years. That's a pretty good track record. I'm the first graduate of the Idaho Youth Ranch. That was a life-changing experience.
Idaho Youth Ranch would not exist without the support of the community. And that is on many, many levels. I'm standing here at a campus that was really built by the support of Idahoans all across the state. A great example is the Mike Brown Group doing this video for us today. They've come forward and said, we want to help the mission of the Youth Ranch. Here's the talent we bring to that. How can we support you? That happens all across the state of Idaho with so many groups. And we really couldn't do the work of the Youth Ranch without that kind of support.
Should you know of someone needing help or could benefit from the services of the Idaho Youth Ranch, reach out to them directly. If you are looking to support this amazing organization, you can do so through donating at one of their many donation sites around the state, volunteering, or financial contributions.